Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're watching us from. Welcome to our informative program, the Auschidys Disability Africa Show, where we discuss matters disability, matters disability inclusion. I'm your host, Maureen Kaveke, and with me is Mr. Martin Kilavi.
Thank you, Maureen, for having us today once again. It's always been a pleasure for us to be in this space. I'm happy today that you brought us to the Cave.
Mm-hmm.
We are recording this from the Cave
By the park.
Prestigious and luxurious apartment that is managed by the TSG group, the TSG hospitality group, and I understand there are so many others scattered in town and all the way to Diani, Mombasa.
Oh, yeah.
And we are always happy.
It's a beautiful place.
Yes.
Serviced apartments.
Serviced apartments, and their disability inclusive.
Oh, yes.
And
That's
you
my
know,
biggest joy.
that's
You know
it.
what?
That's it.
That's a cut point.
And we join together to
Yes.
push this narrative of inclusion.
Yes.
And again, without wasting a lot of time, Maureen,
Yes.
I do not know how today we introduce our guest.
And amazing.
Yeah?
Oh my goodness. Even I don't know where to begin from. I mean, introducing her is such a task. If you know what I mean.
Maybe she has to do it by herself.
And so, ladies and gentlemen, please allow her to introduce herself.
Okay.
Take it away.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Hellen
I didn't see that coming.
Mtawali. Yes.
Uh-huh.
So people think that it's something I just make up. No, those are my names. Hellen, Olivia, Akot. Umolo is my father. Therefore, allow me to Luo-size myself. That is where I come from. No Luo can introduce themselves without mentioning where they come from. They can't be got mess up. Where mtu akisikia ya mwenapita nafanya
My goodness.
Mtawali ni address. Yes. So with my many names, I actually do
And many
quite
titles.
a lot. Yes, yeah. I am a musician, a performer, worship leader. People think I'm a pastor, but sorry, mama, sorry, emonda. Apart from that, there's a lot that I do under music, dance, drama, creativity, and writing. So I'm a composer, songwriter, stylist. No musician is a musician without style. We got the eyes for color. Oh gosh. Creativity is the middle name. And then with music, I'm able to do quite a lot. I tell people that around music, but actually it can lead you to 67 jobs. Gone are the days where parents will tell you, stop music, ni watu ambao hawajui kusoma, ili wasenda kwa class. Sasa ndio tunachukua. No, thank you parents. Music actually opens 5 disciplines, makes you a genius, actually giving and opening doors to 67 jobs. But that's not why I'm here. I'm here to talk about music and the brain, music and the physical,
disability.
Disability inclusion.
Yeah, disability inclusion.
Just remind our viewers that Auschidys Disability Africa is a non-profit organization. We are here to help others in this journey of disability. We work with them, Hellen, because there's been a lot of perceptions, different perceptions, a lot of discrimination, a lot of, so many other stigma, yes, that's what I was looking for, stigma, and so many negative things associated with disability. In this program, we say no. We are changing the narrative, actually. We are saying no.
Fantastic. Yeah.
A disabled person, or rather a special needs person, can do and achieve so much that you can't even do.
Given an opportunity.
Given the opportunity. Thank you for that. Given the opportunity. And that's why we are here.
Thank you.
Yeah, and we're just wondering.
Yeah.
You've done so much. You're well known in this country, especially in the music industry.
Yeah.
You've done so much. Going back from the TPF, where you were the voice coach, mentor, trainer, and all that.
Yes.
But I'm just wondering, is music industry inclusive enough?
That's a good question. I don't think my worry would be whether music industry is inclusive enough, because it is.
Yeah.
It just depends on this special child, what are they able to express?
Yes.
Let me talk about Martin Kilave's two children. When Martin first introduced me to his son Josh, I looked at the video without playing the music.
Yes.
The energy that is in this child is amazing. Even a normal person would not have energy like that. So I listened to him, but then I had not turned the music up. I said, wow, this man has expression. You see, music is expression. It's only in music where you can be able to talk and express, and people feel you until your soul. So immediately I saw the soul of this boy, and then opened the music to listen. Then what he was playing, first of all, I had questions as a musician. What is going on in the child's brain to be able to know what to press? First of all, it sounded that it was a combination of music that is in tune and music that is discord.
Yes.
Then I questioned who taught him. You see, Beethoven was physically challenged. I think there's some musicians like Stevie Wonder
Stevie Wonder.
who cannot see, but they are able to place their fingers. Mungu ni Mungu aina gani naye? Mungu ni yule akiona kama macho ioni atakupatia macho kwa vidole. So these guys would be able to play certain things, and you're like, so who taught them? They can't see what we see.
How do you know which key is which?
So that means it's transferred into the feeling. That's why their emotion and passion is top notch. So after looking at this guy, that time Martin Kilavi had not explained to me what challenges. He just told me my child is special. What can you do with him? Sikuwa nimejua kuna Auschidys. So I left that in passing. I said, that's a gifted child. Because that passion is amazing. Because if anything, he plays the songs on key. Both hands. That he's able to tell this hand and this hand are supposed to play this. And sometimes he just plays. Even to now, you can actually now find a way to control. And learning what he has learned is not easy. It's not going to be easy. But you probably can get a music teacher. That's what he did. Got a music teacher to see what he does, interpret it, and see how you can help him to advance. So I wouldn't want to call him and learn what he has learned. No, advance him. So tell him, apart from what you play, advance. That way, he's able now to control. So I got my keyboardist to work with him. Because I started working with him, but I was also concentrating on the other child, who is Sarah. And Sarah is another amazing child. So I said, first of all, how does their brain work? Where Sarah responds to English, Josh responds to Swahili. I found that amazing. Amazing.
Yes.
From the same house. Then Sarah responds to music. Josh responds to keys and instruments. So I said, as a musician, how do I embrace this? Feel like I'm an encourager to the child, but also let the child learn. Because there are two things that are into play. As an educationist, I must ensure that these two musicians have value added. But also, I must make sure that I'm also seeing their strengths.
Yes.
So I also now had to go to school and find out. My daughter apparently knows how to work with, she does psychology. So she knows how to deal with people. So a few things after asking her questions, she enlightened me on how to deal with children like this. So I was amazed. First, I had to learn to listen. Every time my child would tell me, Mom, you're not a listener. You're not a listener. I'm like, I sat in front of you. My ears were opened and I listened. But there's a way you can actually actively listen. And music is usually the first language that children respond to. And music would definitely be one way to enhance how their livelihood would be. Because I have known shy children who join my school, and after that they become very bold. So I took up the opportunity, went to school, learned again how to deal with children, the psychology behind working with children. What is the relationship between music and the brain, music and probably people who are not able. So I started singing this song that they sing, disability is not inability, disability is not inability. So anytime I had a special child come my way, I would embrace. So apart from all those, I redesigned my education now to fit people like Josh and Sarah.
Wow. Many of the times that people tend to write this kind of children off, they are usually written off by the society, by everybody.
Yeah.
And now that you've interacted with Joshua and Sarah, do you think there is hope? Are they teachable? Are the special needs children teachable?
I want to tell you that children with Auschidis or anyone with multiple kind of disability, God knows. And they're not just like any other person. They are special and geniuses. See the blind person. I want to talk about Ruben Kigame, who does not see. Do you know, I will not have spoken to Ruben for many years, but as soon as Ruben senses my smell and my voice, he will recognize it's me. In fact, sometimes he makes a joke. He say, Hellen Mtawali, uko smart. As soon as I enter a place where he is, I would be like, hey, Kigame Bwana, hey. He say, Hellen. Imagine, and nobody tells them. So there's something that actually tops up for probably what's missing.
Yes.
Which I think is very valuable. So the minute I started working with these two children, I'm amazed at God every time. So if in case you have a child who has special needs, please don't shy away. The society is used to making you go through some stigma and you start feeling like you should hide children like those. I'm telling you, you don't know what you're missing. Because as soon as Martin came out with these two children, he realized there were others who probably were also going through the same challenges. And now look at what he's done to the society. He's now adding value. And that's what I'm thinking. There's a lot of value in children like this. Let's talk about Sarah. Sarah, the first time I listened to her, I was amazed. Like, yeah, she sings on key. But as I kept listening to her, Sarah sings on key. Sarah is a performer. Sarah has confidence that not any regular child has. Sarah can listen. She will scroll and she's a very fast listener. Because she takes my phone, opens the song on YouTube. As the song is playing, she quickly scrolls to see the others. And she knows where to touch, which a regular child would not do. They would be like, probably take time. But her, she's very fast. Sarah, as soon as I sing the melody, she will not sing with me the melody. She will go into harmony. Who taught her that? And this is the first time I'm meeting her. So I decided, okay, maybe it's just something she's feeling. Let me add a third person. So the third person sang what she sang. She added the third voice.
Yes.
Oh. I said, only a genius can do that. He said, what? Then don't think that they do not observe. Because she listens. And certain activity, probably because the father has taken them round to where everything that happens regularly is supposed to happen. So she would listen to a worshiper and know that I'm supposed not to sing like this, but as a worshiper, engage in prayer. Any regular child will be taught. She has not been taught. Some things you just naturally get, but until you are told that this is the place of it, you don't know the place of it. When I was a singer, my father said, hey, mtoto wangu, wewe nimejua kuimba. Wewe ninaimba vizuri sana, lakini wewe sijui kuandika ule tumitu. Watu ninaandikanga umiti. So I went to school And now, whatever I've been singing, now combined with what I know, adds value. So that's what I think is supposed to happen. For them to be able to know what they know that God has given to them, adding a little more that will give them value. Yes. Yeah.
When you work with children or students with learning disabilities, do you combine them with the regular learners? And again, do you use the same methodology to teach them? Because some of our children who are able differently, we are wondering, would they be able, like you said, to meet, you know, will they able to pick? Are you able to make them understand what the G clef means, perhaps?
Yes.
Where the sharps?
Yes.
Are they able to pick?
Yeah. So for children with such challenges, what you need to do is they will get to know it. It's just a question of time.
It's a question of time.
So find out what times. Are they able to understand it? So try. So what I did with Sarah, gave her certain challenges to do, see whether they can understand it with the speed of a regular learner, or will Sarah take time? You'll be surprised. That's what I'm telling you.
Yes.
The combination for music, especially now that using music as a medium for communication, is different. The way delivery or the way information gets into them could be different, but they are very special. And don't be surprised if they do way better than what a regular child would do. Yes.
Can music
Yeah.
make or become a livelihood
Yes.
component to a person with disability? You've been in this field for a very long time.
Yes.
Do we have a case? Do you have cases of people who are intellectually impaired and they are living on music? Can it be a livelihood?
Definitely music. Yes. Like at the beginning when I said that music is related to the 5 disciplines: music, dance, drama, creativity, and writing.
Yes.
Any of those prepares you for 67 jobs. I can't mention all of them, but under music you can become a design, you can become a music songwriter. Under music you can become an instructor. Under music you can be in the studio, statically, on the studio. Josh is very good with knobs, probably a child who thinks physical and thinks that he can touch, he likes to touch. That's a person you can take to production, studio, depending on what they hear. But now you have to also see what part of the brain is used to be able to know what to apply. So you can do music, you can be in the studio, recording artist, performing artist. You can do so many others in music. Like now I am an actress, so I use music. I create music for this musical plays that we have. There's one that I did, Rwanda Man of Stone. I wrote songs for that specific play, and it went to Broadway, you know? So there are many avenues you can explore. Dance, no musician has 2 left feet. There's a lot of dance. You can be an instructor. You can be a choreographer. You can be just a person who looks and designs. You can be designer for whatever they put on, etc. Because that's where, remember, I said creativity. That's where fashion and design comes. I have a fashion house. I have a cloth line myself. You know, yes, I design clothes for my body because watu wananiletea nguo za Dubai na kutoka sijui wapi. Some of them don't fit me like I am. So musicians have that specific gift for seeing what they want to see. They can, special needs children can be, if they see, they really can be smart to know what is it that fits where. They could be writers if they like to lyrics, if they relate very well with lyrics, depending on which language they understand best. They could be there. So I think all you need to do is discover what the strengths the child has and start developing a path for them if they're interested.
We have seen the regular entertainers, let me call that musicians in that spectrum, struggling with fame. We have seen others come down because probably, it's too much. For a person now who is more vulnerable with disabilities, is the space safe for that individual?
I want to say it's very safe. Because Sarah is 18 years old, she's going to celebrate her birthday. It is a guardian. who works with her throughout.
Yes.
You want to tell me that you're going to leave them for the buffoons and whatever baboons that are out there? No. They're in fact safer than any regular person because there's somebody guiding them. At some moment I was like, hey, how are they going to deal with this? How are they? No. They're like that child. Look at Angie. Angie is one of my other students who is thriving on TikTok. She's thriving. Why? The mother is the one managing her.
Yes.
But nobody can step on Angie now because there's a guardian. So I want to say the space would be safer
Than
even
regular
more to
one.
yes.
Because there is a guardian
yes.
who is aware.
Yes. Yes.
You're well asked. Well
So go
asked.
out, guys. Go all out, parents. Let's do this.
Let's do this.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Helen,
Yeah.
allow me to go back to my previous question,
Yeah.
where I asked
Yeah.
if music is inclusive enough. Because
Yeah.
let me give an example of this country, where we associate music with glamour, with a lot of nice looking, very presentable people and beautiful people like you.
Yeah.
So we have this expectation as people that as long as you're in music or you are in this public space, we expect you to have this kind of a look. You have to be this kind of a person.
Yes.
There's this parent who is watching us, who was maybe with a special needs child.
Yeah.
Probably she cannot walk, or she's blind, or intellectually challenged, and they're wondering, okay, fine, so I bring my child to do music, but then the society expects this so much from her or from him.
Guys, it's all in the mind.
What do we do?
It's all in the mind. Even what the society expect. Iko tu kwa akili yako. Ukiona kama
We have
hizi
space.
tosha, wacha. Yes.
We have space for these
People.
group of
Yes.
people. That's my worry.
People will dictate to you, but still God has given us choice. Choose how you want to live. Me, I just want you to be careful that even the parent who is guiding and guarding a person like this will be so keen to know that, you know what, at the end of the day, it still boils down to you as the guardian.
Yes.
So you want to direct us where you want to go. If it is beyond you, who says you have to? You don't have to. Yeah, you want to go to this show and that day you're feeling like that day probably your child has no this, you want to buy, you don't have to buy. No. These days 5-minute hacks at YouTube. Find a way you can still look good without having to spend a dime. So it's all choices.
Yes,
Whoever is guiding the child and whoever the child is, find a conversation. See whether you can actually determine what is it you want people to see. Yeah.
Is the music industry in Kenya ready to give us space for this special group of people?
Is it ready to give you?
Yes, or do we squeeze
Only
ourselves?
ready.
Right now we tell them today to squeeze ourselves there, right there. Because we want our children with special needs to come and do music and take them.
Children with special needs, I have information for you. If you're gifted and you found out there's a gift, get to a person who can help you know that you have it.
Yes.
When you identify that you have it, give it your all. Because an Auschidis child will give it their all.
Yes.
Look up the sky at night when there are stars. Many indeed on top in the skies. Is there space? There's still space for anyone gifted. Yeah.
Wow. Hellen, what are some of the challenges that you think a child with special needs will face?
Definitely.
Venturing
Most of the
into this
challenges is because you want to place them with other regular, you actually need to do that. When you place them with other regular children, you want them to give results with speed. So definitely a child will be stressed out. Am I able to give that? But if they know and if they've been trained that, by the way, take your time, then they'll be not competing anymore. I love a school where people compete by themselves, not with everybody. And I'm telling you, there are certain schools that discovered the strength of that and they stopped. That's why today there's no number 1, number 2, number 20 are gone. Yeah, children are told whether they are developing or not.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's the essence, that identify what is it your strength is, identify what they can thrive in, furnish that.
Now, it's good that we understand that
Yeah.
our system now is ready,
Yeah.
and it's a good place
Yeah.
for any child with disabilities,
Yes.
that they have a space
Yeah.
and they can learn and thrive in
Yes.
music.
Yes.
Where can that parent or that child find you?
Okay.
Where can they find you?
You can find me on YouTube, Hellen Mtawali. You can find me on Instagram, Hellen Mtawali. Instagram nilikuwa najita @prettyb. B-I-I. I'm telling you, hiyo ni wakati tulikuwa tuna grow. You can also find me on Facebook with Hellen Mtawali. And the Africa Online Vocalist, that's where the school is. Online because I thrive in teaching people who are not necessarily just Kenyans,
Yes.
from all over the world.
Yes.
Also, you can find me on Talanta Ajira with double I, Talanta Ajira. You can find me also as Malaika Mtawali.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow, what a way to end the show. Hellen Mtawali, oh my goodness. Your memories will remain here, and I'm sure our viewers have enjoyed this episode. Yeah, Martin, Hellen, thank you once again. It's always a pleasure to bring hope to those who have lost it. To our viewers, thank you very much for your time and for always supporting us, for your calls and all that. We really appreciate you. Remember to always watch our programs every Friday at 10 a.m. Let us do this together. See you next week with more stories. Bye bye.